Okay, this is going to be a step-by-step on a simplified version of Kirk Dietrich's cross shrimp or shrimp head fly, as we call it. Kirk came up with his cross shrimp fly, which we call the shrimp head a lot. It's a fantastic fly. Tying process is a little involved, and I'm lazy, so I've dumbed it down a bit and kind of eliminated some steps and made it easier. This is the final product. It's very shrimpy looking. It darts around, it fishes nicely, and it's just a great redfish pattern. The primary material for it is that makes the wing is Cascade Crest Foxtail, F-A-U-X tail. It's a synthetic dubbing brush. For this particular fly, I like using this rather than, say, the EP products. I think the wire in this one is finer, and the fibers are also very fine in this one, and it just works really good for this particular pattern. And the wire in the middle is also stainless steel, so it's going to hold up for you. So to start out, I take some kind of shrimpy colored thread, and I'm using a Gamakatsu SC15 hook here. So I start my thread base. Now, normally we take a little piece of orange rabbit. I actually just ran out of several materials that I need to make this fly, so I'm doing some substitution. I'll explain them as I go. Usually we take a small clump of orange rabbit hair. I don't have any orange rabbit at the moment, so I'm just taking some fluff from the base of an orangish hackle. We want a little bit of orange in there because if you ever buy shrimp head on, fresh shrimp, and you hold them up, you'll notice in the head there's usually kind of a little spot of orange, and it's kind of a little, I don't know, fat egg sac thing or whatever. But we find that little bit of orange that barely comes through helps with this fly. So I'll tie in a little bit of orange fluff, something. Again, we'll normally use rabbit. I'm just using that fur from the hackle. Then I take a silly leg, double it over the thread, tie it down. Okay. Then I'm going to make a little bit of a tail. By the way, this one that I tied is white. I'm tying this one in kind of a tan color, which is also a great shrimp color. I just ran out of the white fall brush, so I'm doing this one in tan. So I'm taking some tan marabou. You could use whatever you like for the tail. I do some of them too with Finnish raccoon for the tail. It doesn't have to be particularly long or too much. Okay, so a little tan marabou. Tie it in on top. This is a very, very good redfish pattern. I like it when I'm doing my spring and summer red fishing in the duck ponds and such. It's not a pattern I use much for the big bull redfish because for that I need something heavy. It's going to get down quick. It's a little bit more of a deeper water thing, but for the spring and summer red fishing, it's fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to take a dumbbell eye. You can do them in various weights. I like using really small ones. Actually, I normally use them smaller than this, but again, just use my last ones. I'm going to tie it in back here near the bend. So I'm going to tighten the vise a little bit. There we go. Okay, just checking my dumbbell, make sure it's straight, and looks good. I'll hit it. I use Sally's Hard as Nails as my head cement, and I'll just hit the top of the dumbbell with that to secure the thread wraps. And I'll hit them at the bottom too. Okay. So I got that. Bring that back to here. Then I take the foxtail. Again, it's from Cascade Crest. If you search Cascade Crest, their website will come up. You can order online. They make a number of good products. They make some very good chenilles, and then I like their foxtail. So what you want to do is get all the fibers on one side of the brush, and I do that by pulling them like this. And you can use a comb. I'm bald, so I don't keep a lot of combs around, so I take a little plastic fork and just get it all combed out to where it's all on one side. strip a little bit of the fur off the end, and I'm just going to kind of lay that wire tip parallel, tie it in just behind the dumbbell. And then what I do to lock it in is I've got a little tag of wire that's sticking out past the thread. I'll just catch it with my nail and fold it back on itself, and then wrap over it, fold it over like that, and that just gets it really locked in. Okay, do that. Advance my thread. Oops, well, that's not good. Get this back in the vise. Okay, so advance my thread. Half hitch it. Okay. Then I'll get one wrap behind the eyes, and then advance it to the front of the eyes. And then as I go, I'm going to take the comb or fork, whichever you're using, and continue to just kind of comb it back and keep it out of its own way as I wrap it. And I'm just trying to keep it from trapping all of its own fibers down to where it won't expand out. The foxtail from Cascade Crest, and I guess you can see it, it's got flash kind of woven into it. It really looks nice. It's a very good product. Okay, so I'm here. I'll make a little bit of a gap in the fibers so I can come around with my thread. This vise is giving me fits. A couple wraps in there. Cut this off about here. And then again, I'm going to kind of fold that in back over itself. And then finish it. Okay, throw in a half hitch. And then what I like to do to whip, finish, and cement all at once is take a little bit of the head cement or fingernail polish, whatever you use. I'll even use super glue sometimes. And I just run a little bit of it on the thread, and then come in and hand whip with that cement on the thread. And when I'm finished like this, you know, my head's done. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take it out of the vise. It still isn't quite the finished product. I'm going to take the fork and kind of work the fibers straight out like this, making a wing, and get them like that. Okay, so now I've got all those fibers straight out. I'm going to cut off the ones in the back here. So I take my scissors and I cut these off tight to the back. See? Kind of clean it up a little bit. And what happens when I clip it short like this, it ends up making it look like the lower body portion is a chenille or something, you know, because it's clipped tight. Okay, so I've got that cleaned up. And then this can potentially interfere with the hook, so I'll kind of sweep it back a little bit like a wing, and I'll take and I'll cut a little bit of a line like that to where it's really not going to be in front of the hook point. And now it's a nice shrimpy little fly. Fish is very good. The lighter you tie it, the better a little darting action it's going to have. How much weight you put on it is going to be dependent on the water you're fishing. You know, you can go down to the little micro eyes, just enough to, you know, get it through the surface film, and to help turn the hook over. And it fishes good, darts well. I made the silly legs a little short on this one. I'll normally make them a little bit longer to where they'll extend out. But it's a great little shrimp, generic kind of shrimpy pattern. It's kind of crabby too. In fact, when you're trimming it, you can trim it to be more of a crab type fly as well. It's easy, works well. Hope it helps you out.